Hey everyone, my name is Alex and I'm a program facilitator at St. Mary's Home. So today we're going to be talking about Module 3 of our Life Skills program, Money Matters. So Money Matters is a program that's all about managing on a low income now while making steps to plan for your future. And today we're going to be talking about education. So why is education important, the different types of education, applying for school, financial aid for students, RESPs, and the Childcare Subsidy. So there are some questions that you might want to ask yourself. Why is education important? What would you like to study if you could study anything? What would be different in your life if you had an education? And why pursue further education? So the answers to these questions are going to be different for every person, but some things that you can think about are perhaps you have a career that you like to work towards. If you think about all the hours and days and weeks and months that we work to support ourselves, perhaps an education can help you land a career that reflects your interests. On the same side of this, an education can sometimes lead you to a career where you can get more money. Maybe you want to be a role model for your child and show them that they are able to pursue further education. Maybe you'd like to have a job that you're good at and have you feel good about yourself doing that job. There's lots of different reasons as to why education is important, so just take some time to reflect for yourself. So types of education. Well, I'll start by talking about the high school diploma or GED. So GED stands for General Educational Development, and GED tests are designed for adults over the age of 16 who do not have a high school diploma or are not currently enrolled in high school working towards their diploma. So GED tests cover 5 different subject areas, and a student must pass all 5 tests to earn their GED certification. So one thing we have here at St. Mary's Home is we have a satellite school, St. Nick's Achievement Center, where participants of St. Mary's Home can work one-on-one with our teacher, Catherine, towards getting your high school credits. You can do distance learning, and there's also options to earn credits from completing St. Mary's Home programs, which is pretty cool. So if you're interested in working towards your high school diploma, just reach out to us, give us a call, 613-749-2491, and we can connect you with our teacher, Catherine. So another type of education would be the college diploma. So colleges offer career training, practical experience, and trades experience. Typically when we talk about a college education, it's described as more hands-on when you compare it to a university degree. So typically it's more around experiential learning, and the programs are shorter, averaging about 2 years. Throughout college, you can also get pre-trades, pre-apprenticeship, and language training. And typically you get a certificate or diploma at the end of your studies. Some examples of different colleges in our area would be Algonquin College, Herzing College, or La Cité Collegiale. And then finally, a university degree. So when we talk about a university education, it tends to focus more on theoretical learning over practical experience. Some things you might go to university to learn might be law, engineering, psychology, things along those lines, focusing more on the theoretical aspects. University graduates tend to make more money than college graduates alone. So in Ontario, university grads typically make about 35% more than just those who've graduated from college. So after you've decided on the type of education that you'd like to pursue, the next step would be applying to school. So what do I need to attend college or university? Oftentimes you need a high school diploma to attend college or university in Ontario. However, all schools set their own admission requirements. And typically if you're 19 or older without a diploma, you can still apply to most, if not all, schools. What tends to happen in a situation like that is you might get a conditional offer of acceptance, the condition being that you need to complete those credits that you're short for your high school diploma before you're able to begin the program. Oftentimes colleges offer sort of pre-program courses that let you complete these credits before beginning your course material. So when you're applying to college, you have to apply through the ontariocolleges.ca website, or OCAS. So all applicants have to create an account on this website. This lets you apply to your different programs, check the status of your application, review your transcripts, pay your processing fees, and things like that. So when you're applying to college, there is a flat fee of $95. That allows you to apply 5 different college programs with a minimum of 3. So just be aware that there is that fee for your application. And then applying to university, similarly, you have to go to the ouac.on.ca website. Again, you're going to have to create an account, and through that account is how you apply for your programs, review your transcripts, check the status of your application, etc. So you're going to want to research which programs and which universities that you're interested in attending. Again, there's going to be a fee for processing your application. So for university, it's a little bit more expensive. The fee is going to be about $150, and that lets you apply to 3 different programs. You can always apply to more than 3. You are just going to have to pay an extra fee of about $50 per program that you're applying to. So really try to think about narrowing down what those programs are just to help save on the costs. And how can I find out more information? So check out a school's website or contact them directly for specific information about admissions. Navigating applying to school can definitely be challenging, so I recommend that you use any of the resources available to you. So definitely checking out the school's website, checking out the OntarioColleges.ca website, the OntarioUniversities.ca website, and just getting as much information as you can to kind of prepare yourself for the application process. So college, university, and COVID-19. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, all college and university classes have been moved to online, often through Zoom meetings and pre-recorded lectures. So this is going to impact the style of learning and your overall college and university experience. So there's going to be some pros and some cons to this. Some pros being schedule and location flexibility, obviously because you aren't able to go and learn on campus. You're able to learn from home. And oftentimes the pre-recorded lectures, that lets you learn on your own time. So that can be a really big pro. There's less financial expenses, so you don't have to travel to get to campus. You don't have to pay extra tuition fees for things like the gym because you're just not having access to those kind of services. And you can learn at your own pace. So when professors record your lectures and post a video file, you're able to watch them on your own time and on your own pace. You can kind of pause, take notes, take breaks, watch part one day. If you're getting really distracted, you can come back to it. So that's a really big pro for the online learning. And some cons, the big one being there's the lack of the social interaction. So often when you go to college or university, you want that social experience. You want to be able to meet your classmates, meet your professors, do study groups, do extracurricular activities, and really kind of immerse yourself in that experience. So without being able to go to campus, that gets inhibited a little bit. There is going to be some of the social interaction through some of these Zoom meetings and breakout rooms, but it's not quite the same, as we all know, meeting each other through a screen. So there's less motivation. So some of the pros being the schedule and location flexibility, but that means that there's more internal motivation for yourself to stick to your schedule, keep up with your homework, watch your lectures on time. So yeah, time management, it can be really tricky to balance your everyday life with your education, especially when more of the responsibility is on you to make sure that you're watching the lectures and keeping up with the coursework. And some people don't have access to certain technology, so everything being online, sometimes internet issues can really slow down watching video files, or you don't have the right kind of computer, it might be too slow, or certain programs require certain levels of technology, and maybe you don't have access to that. So those would be some cons of doing the distance learning right now. So one thing about pursuing higher education is it is expensive. There is a financial cost associated with it. So the average cost of attending a four-year undergrad program in university in Ontario is around $28,000. And the average cost for completing a college program in Ontario is around $6,000. So pretty big chunks of money, but there is help to make this higher education possible. So first, let's talk about OSAP as one of the options available to you. So OSAP stands for the Ontario Student Assistance Program. So Canadian citizens and Ontario residents having resided in Ontario for at least 12 months, you're eligible to apply for this program, and you could be granted some funding towards your education. So with OSAP, this funding is usually a mix of a loan as well as some grants. So grants being sums of money that you don't have to pay back, and then the loan being a sum of money that you do have to pay back. One thing that's pretty great with OSAP is that when you complete your education, you are able to defer your repayments. So that's pretty good for kind of that 6-month period right when you're finishing school and maybe pursuing a career. One thing about deferring the payments, though, is you're still accruing interest on your loan. It's just giving you that grace period where you don't have to start making your minimum repayments. But OSAP is pretty great at working with you one-on-one in order to make a repayment plan. So there might be also some financial aid from schools. So this can take the form of bursaries and scholarships. So bursaries being sums of money that are typically awarded based on achievement or based on an application process, like writing an essay. So bursaries are sums of money that you do not have to pay back. Scholarships are also sums of money that you do not have to pay back, but they are based on your academic achievement. So often you might be granted a scholarship where part of your tuition is paid, but you have to maintain a certain grade point average or good academic standing. So again, scholarships you wouldn't have to pay back, but it is going to be dependent on your grades. And then finally, you can also get student loans through your bank. So each bank is going to have different levels of interest. But often with student loans, the interest level is a bit lower because they know that you're trying to get to school. And again, your banks are pretty good at working with you one-on-one to work out a repayment plan once you've completed your education. So like we just talked about, pursuing further education can be expensive. So when you're planning for your future and considering a way to save for further education, something you might want to look into is a Registered Educational Savings Plan, or RESP. So it's a special savings account for parents who want to save for their children's education after high school. So this can be done through any bank free of charge. You are going to need a SIN number for your child, which can be done free online, or we can help support you with that here at SMH. So when you open an RESP, the government will give you $500 to start your savings fund. And each following year, if you're still in the low income bracket, the government will give you an additional $100 to your child's RESP fund. So there's no minimum deposit for you to add, and the more that you add, the more the interest builds. So how it might look. So you open an account, the government gives you the $500. For the following 15 years, you get $100 from the government, or you can add into yourself if you're no longer considered low income. If you add $25 on your child's birthday and $25 on Christmas every year, you could save a whopping $4,709 to give them a start on their education. So as you can see, an RESP could be a really great plan for you and for your little one if you're planning on having them pursue a higher education. And the government can help kind of get this savings plan started. So the link will be in the description of the video to get some more information on RESPs. So the last topic that we're going to cover in today's video is the Childcare Subsidy. So if you are attending school and you have a little one in your care, the Childcare Subsidy can help cover the cost of licensed childcare so that you have someone watching your little one while you're working on your schoolwork. So the City of Ottawa prioritizes individuals that are in most need. So wait times for a fee subsidy will vary based on spaces and funding. So eligibility, you can apply if your child is under 13 years old or up to 18 if your child has special needs. And they are either in a licensed child care program, they're a school-age child enrolled in an approved recreation program, or it's a before and after school program operated directly by a school board. So the amount that you pay for the child care depends on your family's adjusted net income. Who can apply? So families living in Ottawa, families with children under 12 years of age, and families with status under Immigration and Citizenship Canada. So the link for where to apply will be found in the description of the video. And how do you qualify for the subsidy? So you must demonstrate a financial need and a reason for the child being in care. So reasons for your child needing care could include, but is not limited to the following. So you're either working, full-time, part-time, shift work, or self-employed. You're going to school, you're looking for work, your child has special needs, the parent has special needs, or it's a referral by a professional agency, for example, CAS. So yeah, if you want to find out more about the Child Care Subsidy, again, the link will be in the description of the video. Thank you for tuning in, checking out Module 3 of Money Matters, all about education. If you're a registered participant of St. Mary's Home, you can complete the Money Matters Module 3 quiz and be entered into a draw to win a $25 gift card. So there's going to be a SurveyMonkey link to the quiz in the description of the video. You can go ahead and click on that link, do your quiz, press done, and email a screenshot of your completed quiz to info@stmaryshome.com. The deadline to submit for your quiz is going to be Tuesday, April 27th by 10 a.m. So good luck everybody who participates in that, and we will see you next week for our final module of Money Matters. Take care. Bye.